Here we go.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm pretty great. How are you?
We're doing good over here.
So first, just to say, the show is fantastic. I mean, it's one of our best.
Thank you.
So that's not when you see the company you're in, that's not a small thing. It's a really, really big thing.
Well, thank you for saying that. We're working really hard. We're very excited.
Yeah.
And hearing that from you is everything. So we're thankful. Thank you.
Great. Good.
Cool. So I guess first of all, we want to talk about obviously 40 plus years, super successful career from my favorite, The Little Mermaid, Lion King, Madagascar, and now Quibi. So I guess where did this concept come from? Where did it originate? How did you get to it to where we are now, here?
This is a little bit the Wayne Gretzky of, skate to where the hockey puck is going. And
Right.
I think this is the moment in time in which there are 2 billion people watching 2 billion hours of content on their phone every day. And Quibi is now going to bring to them a quality of storytelling, the best in Hollywood, the best filmmakers, the best people in front of the camera, behind the camera, as well as the very best brands in news and information, which is why we're in partnership with Telemundo on our 2 daily shows.
That brings us to my next question, which is what can subscribers expect as far as content? Is there something for everyone?
Well, the answer is I hope more than something for everyone.
Awesome.
So just to put into perspective for you, in the first 2 weeks of Quibi alone, we will offer 55 original shows and almost 500 original episodes just in the first 2 weeks.
Oh.
And every day there will be over 30 new episodes of content on Quibi. And that's the idea is that every day we will have lots of new content for people to see.
The population of Latinx is booming right now. This year we were named the biggest minority group in the U.S. And I guess how does Quibi tend to play into that and factor us into its programming?
From day one, we have said we have got to be a diverse and inclusive, not just in terms of what we do on camera, not just what we do in terms of the people and the talent working at the company itself, but also the content itself. And so this has been a very high priority for us from day one, and it's why one of the first things we did was come down to Telemundo and meet with the leadership team there and have talked about doing many things with them. And as you know, we're actually doing both scripted content with them as well as these 2 daily essentials.
And we're excited to be a part of it. What, in your opinion, makes Telemundo the perfect partner to reach that Latinx population that you're trying to reach?
Well, their success. I mean, you can't argue with the success of Telemundo. It is obviously speaking to this very unique and very important audience like no one else out there today, and it's working. The Telemundo continues to grow, continues to pioneer in terms of what it's doing in the digital space and trying to be just a powerful media platform to both entertain and inform and inspire the Latinx audience. And frankly, we're excited to be in business with them.
You grew up in New York, and your career has been mostly based in Los Angeles, 2 very diverse cities, big Latinx population in those cities as well. Is there anything that you've kind of taken away from our culture that you kind of love? Maybe is it some type of food or some type of music that you love? Anything like that you can talk to us about?
Should we talk about? You want to talk about Tito Puente?
Okay, sure.
So when I was in New York and a young kid, Tito Puente was it. He was the Latin king of music, and I actually, good friends of mine were friends with him, and so I kind of found myself in the culture of that in New York, and certainly here in Los Angeles, it's around us every single day, whether it is, as you said, it's in food, it's in sports, it's in music, it's, you look at reggaeton today, you look at the artists that, are driving so much of what's happening in the music world today. It's fantastic. And so, whether it's Rosalia, or I am fans. I am a fan of many of the talent that J Balvin. I don't know. I mean, it's a
love
good
it.
list.
Just throwing them all out there. I love it
because they're great, and like anybody, like you are, wildly entertained by them.
So, aside from numbers and statistics, why do you believe that the Latinx community needs more representation on screen?
You're seeing now how the Latinx culture is actually becoming a greater and greater influence through all of culture. We just started talking about it, where the influence and the impact in music, in fashion, in sports, in will happen it all grows out from there, right? And in the same way, I think we would all agree that the impact of African American culture and talent has so far out-indexed just the population, the influence. There's so many places in our culture today where it's just the voice is loud, and I feel like that the Latinx is now on that same trajectory in which the impact is gaining ground all the time. It's undeniable, and I'm excited by it.
What would you say to somebody who maybe saw some Quibi ads and is kind of debating on whether or not to download it? What would you say to them, and how would you kind of convince them to get on board?
You ain't ever seen anything like this. That's what I would say. That we are going to deliver a experience. First of all, we've created a new technology that actually makes watching video on this phone, which you've seen, beautiful, right? So that's the first thing. And then what we've done is we have managed to get the most talented, gifted, creative storytellers, filmmakers, producers, studios to make a new kind of content never seen before. And so the beauty of this is, starting Monday, it's free. For the next 90 days, you can download this and it's free. And I feel more now than ever. It's why we're charging forward, even in this crazy environment that we find, in which we're all distressed, if not depressed. Quibi is going to inform, and it's going to entertain, and it's going to inspire. And what would be better than some laughter, some fun, some cheer? This is a moment in time, and so our decision was to go forward, but to make it free for everybody for the next 90 days, and see for yourself. I think if you try it, you'll like it, and you won't leave us.
Awesome. All right, can you, before we go, just maybe give us a little something in Spanish, if you would, if you can?
Nos vemos on Quibi.
Nailed it.
En Estados Unidos ya hay más de 82,000 infectados, son 1,000 más que en China y 2,000 más que en Italia. Y Nueva York sigue siendo el epicentro de la pesadilla. 400 personas murieron hoy